Hello, my name is Luis Reyes. This is my flight route operation assessment. Let's begin by selecting the field we want to spray. For that, we go to the fields folder. The field we're going to choose called DJI Academy 01.
Fasten all arm locks securely to prevent potential safety risks.
Great. This is the field. It's a simple rectangle, okay? In order to select the options, we're going to press use. If we want to move the corners, we can use edit, but we're not going to edit because it's not necessary. I'm going to go straight to use. Okay, let's see. I will set up first I will widen the overall margin. I'm going to put it at 1 meter. And why 1 meter? Because this is an open field, there are no obstacles, and it's okay to select 1 meter. Now, auto boundary route is turned on here, okay? And this allows me to fly through the boundary, which I really like, and it's better. Now, the boundary flight is going to be counterclockwise direction because that's my favorite direction, and I have activated low speed ascent at 1.5 meters. Now, let's see task. Okay, first, the most important thing is the route spacing. Now it's 7.17 meters, and I'm going to choose 6 meters for my route spacing. My height above crop is going to be 3 meters, and my flight speed 25.2 kilometers per hour, which is the maximum speed you can fly using auto obstacle avoidance. Okay. Finally, the spray application rate is going to be at 15 liters per hectare. This field has 0.4 hectares here, and therefore we're going to spray only 6 liters. We can use the rectify offset option if we would like to move the entire point because of GNSS offset, but it's not necessary in this case. All right. So we have set up all the necessary parameters. Let's go again. Widen overall margin 1 meter, auto boundary route in the counterclockwise direction, low speed ascent at 1.5 meters. We're going to have an application rate of 15 liters per hectare. We're going to spray exactly 6 liters. We're going to fly at 25.2, which is 7 meters per second. That's the maximum speed. We can use auto obstacle avoidance. Route spacing of 6.15 meters and 3 meters above crops. Okay, we're going to start the application. Great. We're going to choose an RTH altitude of 5 meters. And we are ready to execute. Before executing, we make sure we are in camera mode and all radars are activated. Okay, here I disabled downward sensing. I'm going to enable it, and I have all my radars ready. Okay, I have obstacle auto terrain follow and obstacle bypassing. All right, let's start.
Start task. Aircraft preparing to take off. Stand back at a safe distance. Take off. Home point recorded.
It is important to always be checking the aircraft. You always have to be supervising the aircraft. That's what I do. It just finished its first lane change. Now it's flying back. That is me on the left. I'm waving. Alright. You notice the altitude is going up because of low speed ascent. Now it goes down to 3 meters. And we have to be always careful and always watching the drone. Okay? Always supervising the aircraft. Okay, as you see, the pumps are running at 3.87 liters per minute, which is the cruise speed of the pumps. Alright, so for the purpose of this demonstration, we have already finished 2 lane changes, and I'm going to stop in the middle of this last lane, okay? Now I'm going to pause, and now I'm going to return to home using RTH.
Return to home, RTH.
Remember, the height was set at 5 meters.
Task complete.
Okay, I have sprayed 3.1 liters, about half the field. This is just for demonstration purposes. I'm going to allow the aircraft to land automatically, auto landing. Alright, the aircraft has landed. Thank you very much. Goodbye. Hello friends, this is Luis again. I wanted to go over a couple details that I forgot to mention before because they were not necessary for the flight, but I still want to show everything that is possible in the screen. Okay, so we set up route parameters and task parameters. There's only a couple things else we can play with in case we want. First, flight direction, right? So flight direction is controlled with this yellow dot, right? If I want to fly diagonally, I move the dot in a diagonal direction with respect to the rectangle, with respect to the map, okay? For example, this direction, this other direction, maybe this, or this. Now, if I want to fly parallel to one of the boundaries, I only need to double tap the boundary, and that will automatically align the flight direction with that boundary. For instance, if I want to fly parallel to the shorter boundary, I double click in the shorter boundary, okay? If I want to fly parallel to the other boundary, I double click here. If I want to fly parallel to a longer boundary, I select any of the longer boundaries and I double click it. Sometimes it's a little whimsical. Yeah, right. For instance. Now, if you're not sure what is the best direction to fly, in general, we try to select the direction that has the least amount of lane changes, right? So here, if we fly diagonally, we have to make a lot of lane changes. That takes a lot of time, a lot of battery. If you want the software to choose the best flight direction for you, you can select here auto optimization. If you click on auto optimization, the software will select the best flight direction. In this case, is parallel to the upper border here, right? Now, if not, I generally choose it myself, and I choose just one of the borders and then double click. Great. Now, the only other thing we can detail we can play with is start point and route segmentation. Start point lets me choose which side I want to start. If I wanted to start on this corner here, I select the corner, I check confirm, and it will try to start closer to that point. If I wanted to start here, I'll go start point, select this corner, and confirm. All right? In this case, in my case, I selected this corner here as my start point. That's how I flew in the video. And then finally, route segmentation allows me to not fly the entire mission, but just a part. Say I only want to fly the first 50%, and so I could choose 0 to 50, and this will let me fly only the first half of the mission. If I want to fly the second half of the mission, I'll go to from 50 to 100%. And if I only want to do the boundary, I can select the very last percentage, like this, for instance, 77 to 100, and that will let me fly only the boundary of the field if I wanted to do so. No, in this case, I want to fly the whole thing, so I select everything. And yeah, then we have, well, rectify offset. Again, we can choose it to move the entire map up or down. Okay, left or right. In this case, again, it was not necessary, so I reset. Okay, I confirm. And finally, if I want to actually edit the field, instead of clicking on use, I go to edit, and now I can play with corners. I can add corners or delete corners, right? If I want to delete a corner, I just double tap it. For instance, I deleted that corner and I created a triangle instead of a rectangle. If I want to add a corner using the crosshair, here, crosshair, all right, so I can choose here and just click on the crosshair wherever I want the point.
Added.
All right, if I want to add a point here to extend the polygon, I could do it. I could extend the polygon here, say for instance. Now, if I had an obstacle like a tree in the middle, I will select normally a round obstacle point. I will try to center my crosshair there, add the round point, and then open up the radius to a good safety distance, say 10 meters, so to make sure the say 10 meters in this case is just an example, right? So the aircraft will avoid flying over that area, right? Okay, so I have now shown all the options. Thank you very much for listening.